Hi, everybody. Welcome. Shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. We have so much to review, a lot to get started with. So we are going to definitely hit the ground running here. But let me get this intro going. That way it gives me some time to share this. Welcome, everybody. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. And I'll see you in a little bit. Hold up. Wait a minute. Bruh. Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposed in the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring hopes. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's start the show.
Oh my God, guys, we have such a lineup and we got to get going right away. Wim, thank you for supporting my channel for freaking 29 months, 29 months forever, Wim. Thank you for always being here, for always being supportive, for always gifting, for always hitting the like, and for always being here supporting my channel. I appreciate you so much, Wim. Thank you, Wim. Shout out to Wim, y'all. Shout out to Wim. Thank you, Wim. And let's hope for another, 50 months, I hope. However long that is, 55, 100 more months. I love it. I'm here for it. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. I hope you guys listen. I got my coffee and I got my poppy. Poppy? Is that what these are called? Yes. All right. I'm doing better on the caffeine, just saying. But, I still have I'm a caffeine kind of girl. Like, I probably should enter like Caffeine Anonymous or something. But it's what keeps me going every day. Welcome, everybody. For those that are coming through, let me look at this poll, guys. We got 39 votes. Sherri Pig is definitely leading. Then we got Lady Lizard. Oh my God. She just did an interview. Lady Lizardhead did an interview with Piers Morgan, and we have to review it. We're going to review it right now, okay? Just so everybody's aware, we got some Diddy stuff going on. So today is the last pretrial conference that we have. Of course, it's May 1st. So we know that the Diddy trial is, a couple days away. Okay, so it's, there's going to be a lot of stuff popping there. Luigi Mangione, we got to talk a little bit about him. So I'm looking at the poll. Let's get started. Let's start with Peppa Pig. Let's do that right now, okay? So we can get going. For those that are here for the Sherri Papini situation, you guys, Sherri Papini is coming back, and she's breaking her silence. Okay, the lady that faked being missing. I think she blamed it on 2 Mexican women. I take offense to that. I do. She says she was abducted by 2 Mexican women. All right. I swear. People always be blaming other people for kidnappings and whatnot. Yes, Sherri Papini, my bad. It's the real life Gone Girl. Yeah. So she decides to do a tell-all interview. But before we get started, Wim just gifted 5 memberships. You guys drop some confettis if you've been blessed, or some hearts. Now, if you've never been gifted, just so you guys are aware, make sure that you select on the, I don't know, there's like a selection that you do in your chat that allows you to be gifted by others, and it's at random. You never know, you might be gifted. So make sure that that's there. If you're like a regular of my channel and you're always there, select that. You might get gifted, and then you can go on the Discord and, run your mouth there. Shout out to everybody. That's what we all do. Okay. Thank you, Wim. I appreciate you. One more time. Let's get it together, guys, because Sherri Papini breaks her silence about alleged kidnapping hoax in Tell All. I did keep some secrets. Girl, I feel like she wants to fight. I did keep some secrets. Yes, maybe I did lie by keeping a secret. I don't know, but already I'm not even liking the title of this article. We're about to watch the preview. So Sherri Papini is finally speaking out about her alleged kidnapping, but did she admit it was all a hoax? Investigation Discovery, of course, because Investigation Discovery did a whole breakdown of Sherri Papini. I watched it, I reviewed it, and we talked a lot about it here. So we were all here for it. Sherri Papini is finally speaking out, and Investigation Discovery released the trailer on May 1st. Today, I haven't even watched it, for their 4-part docuseries about the controversy titled Sherri Papini, Caught in the Lie, which marked the first time Papini 42 has spoken out on camera about her alleged kidnapping and subsequent legal drama. Let's watch this mess.
Haven't you ever lied? And then has that lie been blown up?
Wait. Did she really just started by saying, haven't you ever lied? And then the lie just blew up. You wrong. Start over. You started all wrong right there. No.
I went missing in 2016, was gone for 22 days. I was tortured, I was branded, I was chained to a wall. All of that is true.
Bitch, what? What? Now, girl, hold up. Let me, oh my God, my chair. Hold up. I know it didn't start that way. Wait. Let's do this again. Okay, hold up. She said what now?
2016, was gone for 22 days. I was tortured, I was branded, I was chained to a wall. All of that is true. I did keep some secrets from you, though.
I cannot. Are you kidding? She staged that shit. You're kidding me, right? You're kidding me. Oh my God, no.
It's a story full of betrayal and violence.
911 emergency. There's a lady on the side of the road needing help.
Okay. Sherri's not capable of the things that she's been accused of being.
Could this person be playing you?
She kind of has a habit of just disappearing.
There is not a motivation for financial gain here.
Nobody really knows what the real truth is.
She was a housewife. She was bored. Okay? That's what had happened. I hate it already. I hate it so much that I'm going to watch it and I'm going to review it and I'm going to have a reaction. Right. Tell her, go back missing, please. Thank you. Go back missing. What is this?
I realized everything the media has been telling us is bullshit. It makes no sense.
She was given many opportunities to correct her version and to, quote unquote, come clean. She chose not to.
Once the U.S. government decides that they've got you in their sights, they're going to get you.
In pictures, it looks perfect, like we were an amazing couple.
Keith and Sherri are both invested in the perfect wife concept.
We both participated in some pretty toxic behaviors.
When she got arrested, my first reaction was just like, oh, she's now the enemy.
whatever you do from now on, you better have evidence because nobody's going to believe you.
There are two sides to every story.
Oh my God.
The whole country turned against her.
She's a convicted liar. I mean, a leopard doesn't change his spots.
You better believe that. J Poopsie, I'll make sure I share the new link on the community wall when I get done here. Definitely. Thank you for reminding me. Girl is not well. I almost feel sorry for her that she's in her own reality. It's the simple fact that she really thinks that, like, this is what? You're kidding, right? Like, three sides to every story, actually. Somewhere in between, the truth exists. That's what we, somewhere in there.
So tell me why we should believe you now.
I'm willing to do whatever it takes.
This is the moment that changed everything.
Were you free to leave at any time without fear of violence?
If this is all true, then this is the desperate cries of somebody saying, I need to be heard.
I'm Sherri.
I'm not believing this bullshit. I will never forget when she blamed two Mexican women. And you know how many people were out there looking for two Mexican women that were house cleaners at the time? You're kidding, right?
Papini, I was abducted and I was tortured, and the FBI said I made it all up.
Bitch, you did, and you served time. What? Are you kidding me? When is this airing? Hold up. Oh my God, May 20. I have to wait another 2 weeks for this? You're kidding.
I really challenge anybody watching this film. How truthful are you?
Bitch, ow. I'm sorry, I'm cussing. I'm already mad. I'm mad. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm itching already. I cannot, you guys. I'm already having a reaction, and I gotta wait 2 weeks for this.
I really challenge anybody watching this film. How truthful are you?
First of all, I would never lie and make myself the Gone Girl and then blame some Mexican girls or some Asian girls or some what. I would never do that. Oh my God. Well, I've never lied about being kidnapped. I've never faked my death, and I've never lied about being kidnapped. I've never done that. Okay? All right? Listen, when oh my God. But she literally, do you see how she flipped it on us? Jeanette, she said, what did she say? Hold on, let me go back. That's how mad I am. I can't even hear her words anymore. She said what?
Watching this film, how truthful are you?
She flipped it on us. She said, how truthful are you? What in the gaslighting did she just do? I feel like, I wonder how much she got paid for this. Because honestly, if I was her and I served some time and I can't get a job, I probably would be doing a docuseries and, playing a role like this. I would. But like, what is she saying with this? What is she saying with this? That it was just a lie that went out of control? I don't know. I don't know, man. She uno reversed us, Yadira. She uno reversed us. She said, reverse. That's what she did. She uno reversed us. She's sick in the damn head. Yes, she is. Oh my God, there's people coming through. Guys, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we started spicy, and we might even end spicy because I'm already seeing the other interview over there, and I don't even know if I'm really ready for that. Because anyways, we'll get to that in a minute, but I'm just letting you guys know. Netflix loves giving criminals, well, this isn't even Netflix page, this is Investigation Discovery. So Investigation Discovery did the Sherri Papini Gone Girl, where they interviewed the ex-husband, and they went through and they detailed everything. They interviewed family, all kinds of things. I mean, and now we're interviewing her so she can break her silence and tell her side of the story. Now she's flipping it on us like it's our fault that she got called a liar and she got caught up. It's our fault. I don't know, man. Listen, Sherri Peppa Pig is doing too much. I don't know. She's not just I don't know if it's, but here's the deal. Is she really crazy, or is she just really playing a role? For her to intend, like, you served time. What are you talking about? You were convicted. Yeah, she's giving Casey Anthony vibes. You know what? Tasha K should interview her. Oh. I'm down. But she's probably asking for, I don't know, man. I think so. She's fucking nuts. Oh my God, y'all. Are we insulting Peppa Pig? Sherri Papini? I'll be watching this, but I'm telling you right now, if I lose sleep over this because I'm so mad, we're gonna have a problem. I literally cannot believe that she's flipping it on us. She's asking us, have we ever lied? I've never faked my kidnapping, okay? And I've never faked my death. Okay. And I've never left the country to be another person or had an affair, never had an affair. I'll tell you all that right now. Right. Didn't want to be a housewife. So then decided to go shack up with the guy over there. Had an affair with that guy over there. Yeah, no, I never did that. No. I was never a gone girl and then try to set people up. Never did that. Never had anybody brand me, to plan an elaborate scheme and then blame some Mexican cleaning women that they kidnapping. No. That's different than telling a lie. Okay. That's what I got to say about that. We're done. So apparently this is going to be released. What is it? Oh my God. May 26th, they said. So this should be interesting. I'm here for it, but I'm already upset just by watching this little thing and even seeing the crocodile tears. Like, what in the hell ever? She's reliving her trauma. And you know what? You're going to get the defenders of Sherri Papini. Let me find out y'all are defenders. We're going to fight. Because that just tells me you really don't know this case very well. And you're defending craziness. That's what you're doing. Yeah, stop trying to be relatable, Sherri. Yep. That she's trying to be relatable, Sherri. That's what relatable Sherri Papini. Yeah. There's actual defenders, yes. I'm pretty sure. Just like there are people who don't defend, there's always the other side. There's always going to be the other side, okay? This is how the world works. There's always the other side of things. All right, guys, moving on. So shout out to everybody. Y'all, let me know what you guys think if you're watching the replay. All the people that watch the replay, shout out to you guys. Shout out for everybody that watches the replay, like Miss Faye. There's a bunch of people that watch the replay and always leave comments. Thank you, guys. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments if you're watching the replay. And make sure you don't forget to hit that like button. I really do appreciate it. It helps in the algorithm. All right. Y'all, this dropped this morning. And I'm so here for it. Okay. Now, I don't know. I'm not wearing earrings, so it's not like I have to take them off. In 40 minutes, this interview already has 10,000 views in 40 minutes. Okay. That's interesting, guys. That's interesting. Let's get into this because Piers decides to bring Lady Lizardhead to his show along with Virginia Giuffre's father and a bunch of other people, the attorney and everything. Guys, I'm so here for it. I want to review this. I said I haven't seen it all, and I want to see it with my people here in the chat so we could talk about the people that are out there to discredit Virginia Giuffre, who feel like Virginia Giuffre has lied. I'm so here for it. Okay.
Paying a reporter $11 million.
Well, he didn't have these pictures, did he?
Does Prince Andrew know you've got this?
This lady right here, that is Lady Victoria, Lady Lizardhead, who immediately after her reported death, she basically put some BS on her IG about Virginia. And so ever since then, it's been on and we've been fighting and we will forever fight at this point. Okay. Let's hit play on this. Okay.
I speak to his ex-wife. She knows that I got into the house.
You can mock up your photographs too.
This is real.
Miss Hervey is just one of the other aristocratic enablers Andrew has been touting out. He's too afraid to speak out on his own because he's guilty.
It's very sad that she didn't help the family. This father sounded desperate.
Well, look, we can clear this up because I'm going to be joined now exclusively by Virginia Giuffre's father, Sky Roberts. Tell me about your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
I wonder if he's hearing everything that this woman is saying, okay? His daughter just died. Like, this woman is a piece of shit, all right?
First of all, I couldn't even believe it. I think she's strong, very strong. And that's why I don't think she committed suicide. She's She had too much to live for.
Virginia Giuffre's tragic suicide has understandably made global headlines all week. On Monday, I interviewed exclusively her lawyer, David Boyes, who said it's time for Prince Andrew to come clean and to apologize.
Even if he doesn't remember what happened, I think he needs to recognize that he clearly had sex with young girls with Jeffrey Epstein.
As many pauses as he took, he's absolutely right. Okay, recognize that.
I mean, he may not remember that it was Virginia, but he can't forget the event.
Huh.
And he needs, I think, to just...
I bet he remembers. I bet he remembers.
Come clean.
Well, the Duke's silence has been roundly criticised in the British press, with many saying that Virginia's sad demise is the final nail in the coffin for his delusional dreams of returning to public life. Prince Andrew, of course, paid many millions of dollars to settle accusations that he sexually assaulted Giuffre 3 times when she was 17 years old after being trafficked by Jeffrey Epstein. Well, despite the payout, he's always emphatically denied it. There are many unanswered questions.
Yeah, what is that all about? I don't know if that was part of the terms and conditions of the payout, because he paid out, and I'm pretty sure he wrote like a letter, and then he also donated to a charity of her choice, if I remember correctly. So yeah, there's that.
About Epstein, the source of his wealth, the circumstances of his death, the reasons why so many powerful people kept his sinister secrets and have not been made accountable for any association with him. Perhaps inevitably, many people aren't satisfied with the explanation of Virginia's death either. A lawyer in Australia said this week that there are big question marks. One of my guests tonight has always maintained, amid much criticism, that there are big question marks over Virginia Giuffre's story. And she says she now has new evidence that will support her case.
She has new evidence. All right. She's bringing this new evidence over here to discredit Virginia, who's no longer here to defend herself, right?
Joining me now is Prince Andrew's former girlfriend, Lady Victoria Hervey, royal biographer Tom Bauer, host of The Nerve with Maureen Callahan, and also be speaking to lawyer Spencer Cooven, who represented 9 of Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Okay, well, welcome to all of you. Let's start with you, Victoria. You've been resolutely pro Prince Andrew for a long time in this scandal.
I have, because so it's been about 3.5 years when I actually really started really investigating, I suppose.
She's an investigator now. She was a girlfriend, and then she became an investigator. That's a pretty logical move when you're trying to defend people that have been accused of things, I guess. I don't know.
And the things that I found out, obviously, like a lot of people that reached out to me from very close circles to Virginia and some of the other girls, they were giving me information because they saw me as someone that could actually bring the information out. The things that I want to concentrate, well, firstly, that it's a horrible end what happened to Virginia.
Well, let me pick.
That's not what you said. You said that when people lie, the lies catch up to them. Now you're saying it was a horrible end. Bitch, what? You've been praying for this. We saw it with the bus situation. You've been putting that up there. I'm sorry. I'm extra spicy. I just cannot with this lady. Like, people that defend this kind of crap, even though this man settled, I don't understand. I don't get it.
You up on that before we get into the other stuff. I was shocked. I mean, you did 2 posts about Virginia Giuffre.
Thank you.
One before she died, after she had this supposed accident, which is still very murky about.
Oh, you mean? Oh, yeah, but I did a lot of stories.
Well, hang on.
All the stories. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
You posted an image of her smiling with the caption, "What is karma?" after Virginia Giuffre shared a selfie lying on a hospital bed following what she said was this horror car crash.
True.
Okay, but you said, "What is karma?" And then when
I reposted that, by the way.
But when news of her death broke, you tweeted this. You posted on X: "Lies catch up with you. There's no way out." Now, putting aside whether you want to believe Virginia Giuffre or not, you deleted this one.
No, I didn't delete it. People say I deleted it. No, I did not delete it.
You've left that up?
Yeah.
Right.
It was on story, so it only lasts for 24 hours.
I understand that. Okay. So
I did not delete it.
But why?
Oh my God. It's like, all right then.
Post that at all. I mean, putting aside what you feel about her, you've just taken her life.
It was an instant reaction. I was actually, when the news broke, ironically, I was actually at the Daily Mail party in Washington at the British ambassador's residence.
She said it was an instant reaction. What does that tell you? Okay. That how dare you say, nobody should go through this, or my heart goes out to this. No, it's an instant reaction. Like, don't be fake. Just say how it is. You don't want this woman around. You don't care that she died. And so then you posted that because that's your reaction. For me, it's like, if you want to be a villain here, I'd respect you more to say, I'm a villain here. Fuck that. You know, whatever it may be that you feel about her. But don't ever just like say, well, you know, my heart goes out to them, because you don't got no heart. You haven't. What are you talking about? Like, this is crazy.
And my friend I was with got the alert on her phone. She goes, oh my God, oh my God. She gives me the phone. We were really in shock, actually, to be honest, in the beginning, because the build up, really, I suppose, like what had happened over the last month. Like, I don't really understand why her family didn't.
No, that's not your place. That's not your place.
You know, to be alone on a ranch in the middle of nowhere.
You don't know why she.
That's it. You know what? I don't like Piers. I will say this, right? I'm not a fan of Piers. But let me just say this. Thank you for cutting her off right then and there. She don't know nothing. Okay? You don't get to talk about the family. She shut the hell up.
Get in a hospital.
You don't know why she took. You don't know why she took her life.
I don't, but I
Right?
know.
So you admit that.
I admit that I'm not a psychic, but I know things were catching up.
Did you not
to her.
think what you tweeted was just on a human level?
I'm no psychic, but I know things were catching up to her. Okay, hurry up.
Utterly heartless.
You know, it wasn't right. I feel very bad for her children, and I think suicide is something that is.
You don't give a shit. You didn't feel bad before. You don't. What are you talking about?
It's a very sad thing, but in dying and in committing suicide, that does not give you an out to lie.
But that's a totally different matter. You know, I just feel like you knew she's got 3 kids. They just lost their mother, right? It's an appalling.
Yeah, you've been a stalker of hers. You knew she had 3 kids.
Tragedy, just on a human level.
That was a quick reaction.
Yeah, but you could have deleted it. You didn't.
I didn't, because I feel very strongly about this story.
Right, but not. You didn't think that was heartless?
Yes.
What has she done to other people?
See?
Tom, your reaction.
But what's she done to anyone?
See? Oh, and I do have to pause it because I have to give commentary, but I'm giving y'all my real reaction because I cannot. Her face can't move. That's why we call her Lady Lizard Face. You know what? I should totally bring my lizard emoji up here. Like, I cannot with this lady. I just can't. This lady is like, where is she at? Let me see if I can pull it up here. Yeah, let me hit play on this.
Anybody? I mean, she was a victim. She was trafficked by Epstein.
Yes.
Don't use the word trafficking. Trafficking is a very strong word. That is not the appropriate word for this.
Well, she was used, abused, and utterly destroyed.
She's a victim of trafficking. How is, was she trying to rewrite the narrative?
By men who just
No, I agree.
Well, you know, and the point is that she clearly couldn't survive the horrors of what she lived through, and whether her truth about Prince Andrew, which I'm sure is true, but nevertheless, the point is that you don't get over that sort of dreadful, dreadful treatment by ruthless men and by systems. I mean, that was the most terrible thing about this whole story. She had to go through it again and again and again.
Yes.
Because
and had been abused when she was like 7 or 8 years old.
Exactly.
And so she was treated appallingly. I think my point is, before we get to your other stuff, which is very interesting. I have no idea if anything you're going to be presenting has any actual merit, but it's interesting to present it and to talk about it. But before we get to that, I just wonder, now you've had time to think about it, she's got these 3 kids who've been left without them.
I don't want to keep dwelling on that.
Well, no, I'm just asking.
You're just trying
no,
to
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just going to ask. I'm asking one question. Would you
don't
like to
talk
just
about that.
apologise?
I'm not talking about that right now. Because
Well,
I said I started.
Would you like to apologize? Lady, this is her. Like, I could just hit play every time she talks.
Listen to me 1 second.
No,
So I started this
Sorry.
conversation and I said, I feel very bad about what happened for her children's sake. Suicide is something that is very serious.
I understand.
Done.
I'm just asking you whether now you've had time to think about it, given it blew up big online, you know
Did it?
that.
I wasn't even
Well,
actually
you were
aware.
trending, you were trending in a very bad way.
I was out that night.
Well, let me tell you.
I wasn't
I can
even
tell
looking
you.
at the news.
I can tell you. But my point is,
But she was on her IG. Y'all see how childish this woman is? This woman is evil as hell. Excuse me, you were on your phone. I saw it in real time. We were here reporting it, literally.
I think you should apologize for what you posted. I think it was incredibly insensitive and
Yes.
offensive to the family at a time when she'd just taken her life. Would you like to do that?
I don't really think the.
And for the record, we don't know if that's what actually happened. It's still being investigated if she actually took her life. And the more and more I hear Lady Lizardface speaking, I have a lot of doubts because she makes me feel that way, that people should be looking into this and it should continue to be investigated. The way this woman's hate has been going, yes.
I mean, her children didn't want to see her, Piers. There's a reason for that.
Well, there was a domestic dispute with her husband.
They didn't want anything to do with her.
Yeah. Okay, well, you don't know the circumstances
I
behind all
do
that.
know that as that
All
is
right,
a
so you have
fact.
no regrets about this.
I am not regretting what I said. I said when I first arrived here just now, because I knew, you on News International, you guys are like the enemy.
I'm not News International.
You guys are like the enemy. I can't with this lady, man. I swear. Those are fighting. I think I would have lost my shit. I'd have been like, here, somebody get my hoop earrings or something. She's trying to fight. We're trying to fight right now. We're going to fight because I don't know. Like the way she speaks, it's too much, man.
Do not
I'm
want
not
this
News
story.
International. Sorry, just to be clear, since the end of last year, I don't work for
You're
anybody.
in their offices
No,
now.
I rent these studios. I am my own boss. I own my channel. I'm not owned by anybody else. When I ask you a question,
want the story to come out.
News International has nothing to do with Piers Morgan Uncensored now whatsoever, other than I rent the studio and they have a commercial interest in advertising revenue. There is no involvement in my show whatsoever from News International. So to try and say that is completely wrong.
But the reason why it has been so hard to get the truth out about this because
But I'm giving you a platform to talk about what you found. But before we get to it, I just wanted to give you the chance, having thought about it. Do you not just think that was crassly insensitive?
I said when I first got here, just now when we started filming, I said I feel terribly for her family and what they are going through. And it's a horrible ending. It's a tragedy, really. Like it is a tragedy. This young girl, she was abused by family friends at age like 6 or something. Then she went off with this guy
and the prince too. Like the prince, Jeffrey Epstein, a bunch of other people. Yeah, the prince too. Okay, that gargoyle looking guy, that guy too.
That basically she was used as a prostitute at age 11. Like she had a horrible life.
Right.
I agree about.
Okay.
I cannot.
From tariffs to market turmoil, things are looking pretty rough out there. Well, our sponsor, American Heart for Gold, has an answer. There are many new threats to financial stability. A full-blown.
Here we go.
The point of the picture being that appeared to have them all in the house in London around the time that this abuse was said to have taken place. Okay. Now, what is it that you've done about this picture to try and, as you put it, investigate?
Yeah, I just want to set the scene for what happened on this night. So it was actually the coldest week since the 1960s. At that point, it had been raining all day. You can look this up in the weather. Freezing. The window wasn't like that. Window would never have been open. Number one. They would not have been wearing these clothing. She wears this outfit in Saint-Tropez a couple months later.
Okay, let me stop right here. So she's trying to discredit a picture that's been out there. Yes, zero compassion. The lady has no compassion. Iron Rabbit, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. If you guys have been blessed by Iron Rabbit or Wim, please put some hearts in the chat, y'all. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Iron Rabbit. I hope you're doing well. Put some confettis or hearts in the chat. Thank you. Y'all are amazing. Thank you. Let me show you guys what she's talking about. I know I skipped it over because of the sponsor. Hold up. This is what here. Hurry up. Here it is.
Claims from Virginia Giuffre was a photograph taken in London with his arm around her when she was 17 years old.
Do we have a picture of the actual Daily Mail one? Because the scale, well, here it is, but it's...
Right, but with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. It's a famous, infamous picture now.
Yeah.
And the point of the picture being that appeared to have them all in the house in London around the time that this abuse was said to have taken place. Okay. Now, what is it that you've done about this picture to try and, as you put it, investigate?
Yeah, I just want to set the scene for what happened on this night. So it was actually the coldest week since the 1960s at that point. It had been raining all day. You can look this up in the weather. Freezing. The window wasn't like that. Window would never have been open. Number one, they would not have been wearing these clothing. She wears this outfit in Saint-Tropez a couple months later.
Okay.
They were not at Tramp nightclub. There were no photos of them at Tramp nightclub. He doesn't drink. Andrew has never carried a wallet in his life. He's got a wallet.
So this is the picture that she is trying to discredit. Okay, just so everybody's aware. This is the picture, the famous picture that has been around, all right? This is the picture. Just listen to how she's discrediting this picture. She's been investigating this, okay? She went from, being the girlfriend to suddenly the investigator to, I don't know, the lizard. She's discrediting this picture, okay?
Wallet in his back pocket. There's many pictures of Jeffrey Epstein with the same trousers. Jeffrey did carry a big wallet in his back pocket.
So you're saying that the picture was faked?
There's nothing real about this image, Piers. We can start with when I did go into the house.
So tell me, when did you first go into this property?
A year ago.
And how did you get access?
I posed as a buyer.
So they're selling it?
Yeah.
Who owns this property?
Now it's on the market.
I posed as a buyer. she went in that house. She is delusional, man. I'm like, she did what? Just to defend this man?
Okay, but it wasn't on the market.
But who is
at
the
that
owner
point.
now? I mean,
I don't know.
Has it changed hands a few times? Do we know the?
No, so it was sold. It was only sold once, and he's now actually got it on the market.
Okay, so we're watching footage of you. You went in with a friend, I think, and this is you walking through the house. Now, what is the significance of what you think you discovered on this trip? Because you've been in there twice.
You're going to see this landing, which I got photos of, but that's the landing. Like it's so small, Piers, that you don't, if people would actually be able to get access to that house, literally, I walked up the stairs and we couldn't even find this landing because it's so tiny. Like you walk up, I was with two people. I was with a photographer friend and another person. And I've known the photographer for 30 years. We did a shoot together when I was about 18. And he's kind of helped me on this project a bit over the last 2 years.
So she's trying to find the exact spot of this whole situation. She got in there. Right. The house could have been remodeled. What is she talking about?
Doing some interviews and things with witnesses. When we got up there, it was like this bit here. So he is only 5 foot.
So we're showing pictures here. This is one of your friends.
Yeah.
Who is standing where Andrew
so
was
he's
standing. What's the point you're making
I'm
there?
showing the scale. So he's 5'8", 5'9" at tallest with spiky hair. And he doesn't have a gap between him and the banister like Andrew does. It's like, okay, he's not totally on the side, but he's a lot of a smaller guy than Andrew. You can't fit a man like Andrew and half of Virginia in that space. It's just not possible. Like this bit here is
okay, so she's talking about how thicker this side is, which it looks a little thicker, but people remodel houses. Okay, and
it's only.
So that's the camera.
So this banister here.
Camera 3.
This is 60 centimeters only. Do you know what 60 centimeters? If we had a measuring tape to show you how small that is, I mean.
So let me ask you a question.
They're basically making him out like he's anorexic.
Okay, look,
I couldn't fit in there with another girl.
At the very least, this is actually interesting because I've never seen independent pictures taken of this
no
area.
one has seen this picture, by the way.
Which is very interesting, right?
Yeah.
So my question for you is, if, as you say, it's very easy to at least cast a lot of doubt over this picture, which was the key crux of the evidence against Andrew. Why did Andrew end up paying a reported $11 million?
Well, he didn't have these pictures, did he? Until
he could have got them, surely.
You know what? I think he was given really, really bad advice.
Oh my God! You see her? She really you said she's hilarious.
So this shows the measurements.
So that's the camera again.
So actually, like when you zoom in on that, you can actually zoom in and it's 61 inches all the way across. Now that corroborates the information we got on video when we measured. We have the same basically.
So your overview is what? Is that
my overview is that this is a collage. Also Virginia says that this part of the photo, she says the photo was done with a throwaway camera. Now, a throwaway camera back in 2001 cannot do this perfect symmetrical, like also the flash in the background, that is actually thought to be the light from the pub outside, but this is a collage. So it was this frame, and then they were collaged and basically put in, but their scale is about a third
Does
wrong.
Prince Andrew know you've got this?
Yeah, well, you're doing all this work. Listen, you're doing all this work. Are you getting paid? Are you being paid? You're doing all this work, trying to discredit, going as far as to post as a buyer to the property. Is she getting paid? What is going on here? What is the point of this?
He knows that. Well, I speak to his ex-wife,
Sarah Ferguson.
Yeah, and
you told her about these pictures.
She knows that I got into the house.
So Andrew knows that you've been in the house.
I suspect so.
What?
And do they share your view that they think this is materially interesting evidence that may support his version?
I think anyone that sees this would think this is pretty interesting.
Tom, before I go to Maureen, what's your immediate reaction?
Well, the point is, where did these photographs originally come from? And as I recall, it was a Daily Mail journalist who found.
No. I got given these. Hold on.
No,
these are my photos.
You mean the original picture?
Oh, okay. So this is the other thing, right? So Virginia's photo. It was actually verified that actually the FBI never received a hard copy. They only got a copy put on a disc, so they never got to see the back of it.
Okay.
Okay, Tom, do you just as a journalist, do you find this intriguing? Do you find it
because
incredible?
as I understand the story, the original photograph.
They would have really short legs. They would have no legs.
Oh my gosh, she photo cropped. Look at what she did and put it in the new property. Hold up.
You can mock up your photographs too. The point is that photographs clearly can be mocked up. The point
This is real. This girl's like 5'2".
Let's on finish.
Yeah.
She had the photograph and she gave it to the journalist unsolicited. The journalist turned up at her door. It wasn't an FBI source. It was her photograph. And I believe it to be true. I don't believe.
It's sweet. It's sweet that you believe.
I believe it because I just don't see who would have the motive to construct.
That's what we all want to know.
Okay, well, you want to know because you don't believe it's true. I don't want to know because I just don't believe that there's anyone.
I want to know who put Giuffre up to this.
Let me just speak.
I want to know who put Giuffre up to this.
1 second.
Sorry.
There's nobody who has the motive, in my view, to originally put in these 3 people as a collage, because what would be the purpose?
Also, her lawyer, David Boyd, said he was skeptical when he first met her, just because he's a lawyer and always is. But he made her take a polygraph and she passed with flying colours.
Well, that possibly.
That's what he said.
But that is also possible because she's gone through so much trauma.
Okay, all right. Let me bring in the others. Maureen.
Oh my God. That could also be, she passed the second polygraph. That could also be because she's been through so much trauma. Like, that's what happens. You pass polygraphs. This lady, I've never heard her speak before until now. And I'm like, oh my God, where's she come from?
Callum, what's your reaction to this? I mean, this is a story that is, because of the nature of Virginia Giuffre's tragic suicide, this is not going to go away, the speculation around all this. Do you believe Virginia Giuffre? I mean, her own testimony against other men was questioned. Alan Dershowitz, the American lawyer, challenged her and got her to admit that she was mistaken in identifying him as one of the people that abused her, which seems not irrelevant to all this. But where do you sit with Virginia Giuffre in totality here?
Yeah, I believe her when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. That was an incredibly rich, powerful, connected man who could have had her harmed. So the danger to her far outweighed, the price of staying quiet. But to this new theory, Piers, that your guest is promulgating, and the moon landing was staged, and the Hunter Biden laptop is a fake.
Oh shit. Okay.
Come on. That photo had to be examined by newsrooms and lawyers up and down before it would ever be published.
Yes.
Secondly, to this amateur photo and video that's been taken, do we know if the house has ever been renovated? Do we know the exact height?
This is all the same. This is an original scale. None of this has changed.
Let Maureen finish.
Yeah. You would have to know the exact dimensions of each person's body. We don't know what kind of camera was used. We don't know what kind of lens was used. We don't know the lighting. There are a million, please, would you? There are a million variables that go into something like that. It is a very heavy lift. And by the way, if this theory really has legs, if it's true, I don't understand why Prince Andrew isn't hopping on the phone right now with you.
Exactly.
He's not going to be saying anything.
Why? I'm trying to understand what her motive is. She's friends with these people. She wants to clear the name. Do you see how she smiles? He's not going to be saying anything.
Right, but he does beg the question, why wouldn't he? I mean,
because he got screwed last time.
If you're always on the move, as I am, you probably find it difficult.
No, Piers, you're killing me with these ads. Hold up. Okay, here we go.
Because he's guilty, and that's the problem. He paid because he knew that there was evidence that he was not only in the photograph, but he was also on Jeffrey Epstein's private island.
Yes.
How about that? Where's the proof that he wasn't on the private island with naked?
Where are your pictures? Where's your where?
Women, young girls? Where's the proof that he wasn't in the Manhattan home with one of my clients for a party at that home after Jeffrey Epstein had already been, admittedly, a pedophile and caught and placed in jail? Where is that evidence?
I think we need to remember the things that Virginia put in her original little book, and then she said, oh, they're not true. So remember Virginia's story about the ranch with Andrew. She went into explicit detail talking about going horse riding. The thing about Virginia, it's not like a small story. It's a very elaborate story. And then she basically admitted under oath that actually she made that up. So
look, I know that you want to defend your royal friend. I get that, but the reality
she dated him, right? Okay. Let me ask you guys a question here in the chat. Y'all find it very interesting that she dated this man, Prince Andrew, and she's not clearly is not with him anymore, but she still continues to like defend him. Like, there's a name for that. There's something to be said about They don't have any children together. It's very odd. You know what I mean? Like, because I would be in the space of like, well, maybe I really didn't know the man that I was with. You know, maybe I didn't really know that a pick me. Yeah, like a pick me. I think that's what you would call it, right? Maybe she just didn't know the man, and then she's a pick me. There you go. But like, I just can't believe that she would go as far as defending you. You don't know him. You don't know. Like, I would be more like looking within to figure out why was this man even attracted to minor kids? You know, I don't know. It's weird.
I'm bringing out the truth.
He was around a pedophile who was raping young.
And hold up. Andrew said, Andrew, you mic drop right there. How do you know she's not still sleeping with him now? Andrew said it. I was thinking it, but Andrew said it. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew, for reading my mind.
Young girls. And regardless of whether or not the photo is fake or not, he has a bad choice in friends.
Yeah, but it's
very bad.
It's not regardless if the photo is real or not, because that's the only thing that they're trying to pin on him. Like,
no, it's not.
He was in the house.
Evidence.
He stayed with Epstein for ages.
Doesn't mean
he stayed with him for 4 days in Manhattan with a lot of women coming and going. After, wait a minute, after
she stayed with him. So she was a minor. Like, she says, just because you stayed with him, what?
Epstein was a convicted pedophile, as Spencer just said, right? Years afterwards. So he was a convicted pedophile, and Prince Andrew, for reasons that remain completely inexplicable, and which he couldn't explain to Emily Maitlis in that infamous Newsnight interview for the BBC, he flew to New York. He was seen in Central Park, walking with his mate. He spent 4 days at Epstein's house.
No, I believe
women were seen coming and going the entire time, and he knew by then that his great buddy was a convicted pedophile.
By the way, so those photos of the girls coming out the house, now, they didn't come out for many, many years, so I don't even believe they were during that time.
Oh my God.
Do you believe anything that incriminates Andrew or not?
A lot of the girls did not tell the truth.
Who is the great conspirator? Who's organizing?
Everything is a setup. I'm telling you, man. Everything is a setup. You know, the measurements, the pictures. I cannot. Everything's a setup. Can nobody take accountability for the things that they've done? Like, Prince Andrew can do no wrong. None of these people can do no wrong.
This conspiracy of yours.
It's the intelligence 3-letter word agencies that are wrapped up in this. That I'm not going to go into right now because I would rather stay alive. But what I'm saying is,
do you not, Victoria? Do you not have any qualms about Virginia's family hearing you just dismiss everything about her as
I think
fake
Robert
and fraudulent?
Giuffre would agree with me.
No, bitch.
What about her father, for example?
She was estranged from her mother and her father. She didn't.
Well, that's the ex-husband, so maybe he would, because, you know, from what I've heard. But yeah,
wasn't estranged from them.
She was. She's earned 30 million, right? That is what she's worth. Her father, he came out a month ago saying he's basically on the dole, like, and he couldn't even afford a flight to Australia to see.
Why would you say that in such a disparaging manner, if that's the case?
Yeah, why?
Case.
It's very sad. It's very sad that obviously, you know, she didn't help the family.
She is way too much in their business. Well, shit, like she had been through so much sex abuse as a child. Just imagine the trauma from that, and then having to sustain a relationship with her father. Like, we don't know what happened there. Sometimes from what I've seen is people tend to, you know, people that are supposed to protect you and don't. People will keep you at a distance. Like, maybe that's what it was. And she doesn't owe her father money. It's not like, here, I got 30 million and I'm going to help you out. I mean, that's great if that happens, but who are you to speak on that? Who is she?
Right? I mean, this father sounded desperate.
Well, look, we can clear this up because I'm going to be joined now exclusively by Virginia Giuffre's father, Sky Roberts, who's giving his first
supported him.
Who's giving his first interview on camera about this.
Oh my God. I swear, I would just be like, let me throw a shoe over there. Let me throw a shoe. Her father's come in there. She's still running her lizard mouth. I cannot. And Elvis, thank you for saying this. Wearing white, the color of those desperate to be redeemed. I think she wants redemption of the things that she's saying, and she wants to deflect.
So, Roberts, thank you very much indeed for joining me on Uncensored. And my deepest sympathies to you and your entire family over what has happened to Virginia.
Thank you.
It's an awful tragedy, and it ends a life of tragedy in many ways for your daughter. First of all, Tell me about your reaction when you heard that she'd taken her life.
Well, first of all, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I started crying right away. I'm still crying. I can't believe that this is happening. It's impossible. And then for them to say that she committed suicide, there's no way that she did. Somebody got to her.
I don't believe it, and it keeps being repeated. We're waiting for this investigation, which God knows if we're actually going to get a report. Who knows what's going to happen?
Ask you, Mr. Roberts, how much contact did you have with Virginia in recent years?
Not a lot. I haven't spoken to her in years, but I think that she basically liked to try to protect me because of she knew a lot of things about a lot of powerful people. And to me, she's just protecting me that I don't get involved in any of it. Like I say, when she was here, we were together all the time and doing a lot of things together. She was on her own to go against Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, Prince Andrew. She was on her own this whole time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying it's a way to earn money or anything, but she's just trying to make these people pay for what they did.
Did she ever talk to you about Prince Andrew before it became public knowledge?
Yes. Yes. A little.
Who's answering? I hear a yes. I don't know who answered.
Yeah, she was there in London with Prince Andrew and Miss Maxwell.
Because one of my other guests here in the studio in London has produced photographs from the property where that famous, infamous picture was taken of Virginia with Prince Andrew and Ghislaine Maxwell in the background, and says that it proves to her
you can't
that the picture must have been faked in some way. But do you have any doubt that Virginia was there at the time and had sex with Prince Andrew?
Personally, I don't have proof of it, but Virginia sent the original picture, so I know it wasn't faked, but the original picture of Prince Andrew and her with Ghislaine Maxwell in the background. So I know that's true that she was there with him.
She showed you that picture, did you say?
Yes.
Think about it, guys. This picture has been examined, reviewed by a lot of professionals, FBIs. If this shit was fake, you don't think that Virginia would have been held to some level of a consequence or something over this? Why put a fake picture out there of Prince Andrew? I don't get it.
My mom had an 8x10.
And when did she first show you that?
Many years ago when it happened.
But before it became public knowledge?
Yes. I knew nothing about it. I mean, I didn't even know she was, doing all these things for Jeffrey Epstein.
How did you feel when you discovered that?
I was really angry with Jeffrey Epstein because she had told me later on that, he had threatened that if she had said anything, that he had the power to do anything he wanted to her family. I mean, I met Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't let her go to work for him unless I met him, but he seemed like a normal person. I mean, he came out, I went to his mansion and he came out in jeans and a t-shirt and just acted like a regular person. So I had no idea. I mean, you don't know who you're talking to, I'm just still upset about this thing.
He didn't, I think that he probably lives with a lot of regret because he didn't protect her to a certain degree, or maybe he didn't see, or maybe she didn't say anything. There's a lot. Yeah, he met Jeffrey, right? Yeah. He was grooming parents as well as the girls, guys. He fooled a lot of people. He was, seemed to be like a regular type of person, at least that's what I've heard people say, because you have to kind of wonder, because, and it's not just Epstein, but in a lot of like, let me give you guys an example. Like in the R. Kelly case, there's a lot of situations, their parents there, right, that willfully allowed their daughters to be with R. Kelly. They would travel with R. Kelly. They might have signed something over for R. Kelly, that type of situation. And R. Kelly was really good about convincing people. Some people say, well, the parents willfully knew what was going on and allowed those girls to be there. This is no different than that. You have somebody who was being very, charming, respectful. Sounds like they're, the daughter is being well taken care of, and they're working and they're earning money. Nowhere did they think, well, is my daughter being groomed? Or if they did think that, they didn't do enough to probe into it. This is a very common thing, y'all, believe it or not. This is why I'm just like, you never know. You never know. It could be a Jeffrey Epstein or a music industry person. You never know. They come in all kinds of predators, all kinds of different modes and different methods of coercion and distracting you.
Virginia never told you about the abuse that she was enduring?
No, never. Nothing. I think I don't know. Like I say, if she was to say something,
composite image.
There was no. But the point is, Mr. Roberts is saying. No, but hang on. He's saying, Victoria, very clearly that she showed him the picture, before it was made public knowledge.
Before the mail got it.
Which I think is a significant statement by her father.
Can I ask you? Does he really remember dates?
Mr. Roberts, can I ask you in relation to
God, this lady,
Prince Andrew, when it was revealed that he was not going to have his day in court, as he kept saying he wanted, with Virginia, and that he was actually going to instead pay her a very large check, many millions of dollars. Did you have any conversation with her about that, or was that after you had become estranged?
that was probably after, I think. But I mean, to me and everybody here, I mean, it kind of admits guilt when you do that, when you pay somebody off like that. Just, when Jeffrey Epstein paid, when Maxwell paid, it's admitting guilt. I mean, why would he spend 12 or 15 million to give to her?
What's your view of Prince Andrew?
Well, yeah, I don't care for him at all. I mean, he's I guess a powerful, royal figure, and they just think he can do what he wants to do.
And to people like my guest, Victoria Hervey here, who do not believe that your daughter told the truth.
I'm really sorry for what your family has gone through, and I'm sorry that you were estranged from her. And I feel like she should have, helped you out and other family members more.
Well, I never asked for any help from.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the equivalent of a root canal, y'all. I cannot with this woman. I cannot.
From her, I am happy the way I am. Yeah, I don't have a lot of money. I'm on Social Security, but I'm happy.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been nice if her or someone could have got your flight, so at least you could have seen her recently.
Why don't you do it? Why don't you get a missed flight? You're so invested. Why don't you do it? Oh my God.
Well, I didn't know until recently that they were living in separate houses. If I'd have known they were living in separate houses, I have means. I can get the money if I need it. I can borrow it and get to Australia. And if I'd have known that they were living in separate houses, I would have been there, because I just couldn't go there with her husband there, because I know how that ends every time.
Her father didn't protect her, guys. Okay, so just imagine the level of resentment Virginia probably felt towards her father. She probably didn't want him around because of that, right? Even when she tries to be nice, she fails miserably. This is why I've been cussing. I am so sorry, y'all, and I'm sure this thing got demonetized, whatever. I'm just telling you that you can't make this up. The way this woman, she's just so condescending. So condescending.
Like I say, I've been there probably 4 or 5 times, and every time it ended bad with him. So I know I couldn't go there as long as they were living together. And now I just found out, that she was living at a farm and he's living at their beachside, the home that they have there.
Yeah. It must have been lonely for her.
Mr. Roberts,
Yes,
Mr. Roberts, how would you like your daughter to be remembered? There's so much being written about her at the moment, but how would you like her to be remembered?
as someone who actually got out of a bad situation and made a good situation out of it, that she was helping a lot of other young girls that were feeling the pain of what goes on with people like that. You see it every day. I mean, with the illegals and everything else that's been in our country. And, I think she's strong, very strong. And that's why I don't think she committed suicide. She had too much to live for. She had her foundation.
And to those who
I wanted to be remembered as a very strong-willed person that.
And to those, Mr. Roberts, who doubt her word and think she was lying, what do you say to them?
People think she was lying.
Yeah, some people do, including one of my guests.
Well, no, I feel terribly, you're obviously seeing Sky here, but I do remember, Sky, you said to, actually, I think it might have been Piers Morgan, or it was a breakfast show where you said that she told good stories, like she basically had lied a lot in her life, so you didn't believe everything she told you.
Oh my God. Yo, Piers, I think Piers did this shit on purpose. He literally wanted to piss people off. I cannot. Oh my God, Iron Rabbit, you ain't never lied. Like it's like she says the wrong thing all the time. Oh my God.
I don't think I ever
Yeah,
said
it was
that.
on
I
a
know I was
breakfast
on Good
show.
Morning Britain.
Yeah, there's
Yes, I was
quotes.
on Good Morning Britain, but I believed everything she said. You know, I mean, she was my daughter, and yeah, I know kids lie. You know, most kids do, but you usually can tell. I could never lie to my father ever, and she knew that. And I told her, never lie to me, never say anything that you can't say to me. You know, just tell me the truth. You know.
Well, Mr. Roberts, listen, I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight, and you said a lot of things, and it'll raise a lot of questions. But I really appreciate it. And I have to remember you're a father who's lost a daughter, and as a father of a daughter myself, it's an unimaginable loss, notwithstanding the complexities of your relationship over the years. So I just want to extend again on behalf of everyone here our deepest condolences to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for saying that.
Thank you. Let me bring Maureen back on this. I mean, that was a very shocking, powerful, moving interview with her father. But clearly, the whole family dynamic is complicated. We knew that, and very sad. What did you make of that?
I really appreciated how he asserted his dignity when it came to whether he could afford to fly to Australia.
Thank you. That he handled himself very well, because I'm telling you, I probably wouldn't have been able to handle myself. Yeah, we would have thrown hands right away. She's speaking on her like she knew her. It's just so crazy, man. And then her father's right there. No respect whatsoever.
I also think that we all need to keep in mind that with people who have been historic victims of childhood sexual abuse, as Virginia clearly was, of course, her relationship with her father would have been complicated because nobody was clearly around to protect her.
Yes.
This is just my opinion. And when
that's my point, we don't know what that relationship was like. She's not due to help him. She doesn't need, guys, why would she need to help him? It doesn't matter that she's sitting on 30 million or 40, whatever the case may be, but this woman is only paying attention to that. Boundaries, my friend. You don't know what that relationship was like. Clearly, she probably felt like he didn't protect her. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. Like, that just makes me so mad, because it's like, you know, as the oldest, right? I see this all the time where it's like, you know, sometimes we don't have the best relationship with our parents. Hey, maybe we work it out, maybe we don't. But one thing we have to understand is boundaries are important, right? And if they weren't there to protect you when they were supposed to protect you, why do you owe them money? Why do you owe them help? I don't get that. I don't.
somebody does suffer this kind of abuse throughout the bulk of their life, some stories won't add up. Some stories won't track. We saw this really brilliantly executed in the Harvey Weinstein trial in New York, when some of these sexual assault victims took the stand and had to explain why, after they alleged that Harvey had raped them, they sent emails which were submitted in court as evidence to Harvey from them saying, would love to see you again. Come and meet my mother. And we had an expert take the stand and explain why and how it is that survivors of sexual assault and rape will do that. It's part of regaining control. This is a very complicated kind of personality and thought process that we're talking about here. There is no one size fits all description of how a survivor should act or behave, and why some stories or memories may be fungible.
Spencer, would you attest to that as well? I mean, you've represented many victims of Epstein. Would you concur with what Maureen just said?
I absolutely would. And not only that, but I would add, there was a huge pressure campaign on these victims back when the original prosecution was taking place. I represented the first victim that came forward to the Palm Beach Police Department and started this investigation in Palm Beach, which then steamrolled into everything we now see many years later. And Jeffrey Epstein had people, investigators, showing up outside of their homes in black SUVs, showing up at their work, investigators questioning their family members, their boyfriends, their spouses at the time, asking about sexual positions that they wanted to be in. It was a huge amount of pressure exerted on these victims. So for someone like Virginia to not only come forward, but to stay fast and stay true throughout these years, she was a great and incredible, incredible source of strength to all the victims that were out there.
Tom, extraordinary interview with her father. I did interview him once before on Good Morning Britain. I think when Epstein died. What did you make of what he said?
Well, I think he's a tragic figure. I mean, he lost a daughter, and he clearly feels some responsibility. I mean, that's his fatherhood. He should have been looking after his daughter. I believe him that he got the photograph before it was made public. I thought that was the sensational.
I don't think he really knew his
Let me just say one thing.
well.
Oh my God, this lady. She's got over here her photographs like she's about to make a science project. I can't with this lady. Paige, shout out to you, Paige. I hope you're doing well and I hope you have a good day today. I just can't, man. You see, hear that lady jealousy? It's too much. Like the way she interjects, somebody mute her mic. Mute her mic.
Without interrupting me. I think that was a sensational disclosure.
Well, we don't.
And I believe him.
Oh.
I believe that she would send these sort of photographs, because at the time, to have met Prince Andrew was an astonishing achievement for her.
Was a composite.
But who made the composite? Just tell us who made it.
I can't tell you his
well,
name.
it's ridiculous, you know.
But,
I mean, if
yeah.
you can't tell us, then you'll just have no
well, the
credibility.
FBI has everything, but
you know, if you
yeah,
don't
we had
say
this
what is the
argument about 2
motive.
years ago.
Well, what is the motive?
Because I want this guy to stay alive.
But who is
because
what is the
dying
motive?
in this case.
What is the motive of the person who, in your view, falsified this photograph?
Oh, well, they were taking down the royal family, weren't they?
Well, who were?
Maybe Israel. Who knows?
Israel. God,
Oh.
come on. What do you mean, who knows? I mean, you're putting forward all these photographs. You've got no.
This is real.
No, it's not. This is all false.
Okay, all right.
This
Well, maybe go
table
back to
is
bed.
false.
You're
Why would Israel be taking down the British
Oh
royal family?
my God. Leslie, thank you so much for this $9.99 super chat. Thank you. She's like, well, maybe go to bed. I'll be like, somebody hold my shoes. Here, get my earrings. Where is it? Let's go. We about to take her out. Oh my God, you guys, you cannot make this up. Leslie, again, thank you for the $9.99, my love. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel. Oh my God.
Tell me that.
Well, you tell us. You're the one who raised it.
This is a fact.
You raised it that Israel is behind.
Calm down on that. Look, just
Calm
chill.
down.
So
You're the person.
this-
Why wouldn't Israel be trying?
Wait, she just told him to chill. She said, chill.
Israel
cocked a picture to shame the royal
I
family.
don't know because
you just said it.
I'm not talking about those agencies right now. I made that clear. What I have
You just said it was
but
Israel.
Without talking about that,
No,
this is
we
hard
want to
facts.
talk about that. What is the genesis of your conspiracy
Tom,
theory?
just stop. This isn't a conspiracy. These people do.
What are hard facts? I'm waiting for her to say, because like, you know what I'm tired of is people saying that they have facts on something, big facts, little facts. I'm just like, I don't get it. What is it?
Not fit in that space. I've measured it. They do not physically fit. This guy on the left is 5'8", 5'9" at highest with his hair, and he's higher up in the door frame than Andrew is.
But in
Tell me
answer to
that.
Tom's question,
it doesn't add up.
who had the motivation to do this?
Who is behind Jeffrey Epstein? Like, who is that? We don't know exactly who that is. Who put Jeffrey up to this? Who told him to set Prince Andrew up?
Well, nobody said, because they were friends.
This was very organized. No, they weren't
Why
friends.
would Prince Andrew give $11 million to a woman he said he never met?
He wanted to fight this, okay? He wanted to fight this. He knew he was innocent. The Buckingham Palace would not let him fight it. When have you ever seen a member of the royal family in a courtroom in New York? It doesn't happen. Like, that is why the lawyers went after him, because he was such a scapegoat.
No, they went after him because
It
he was
would never
guilty.
happen.
He was
Tom,
guilty.
okay,
If he was innocent, you must let someone else speak. But really, it doesn't help your argument by never letting
Okay.
anyone say another word.
I do try and let you speak, but you know nothing.
All right, why, if he was innocent, was he such a disaster in his Newsnight interview?
Why have you got it so in for him?
I haven't got it in for him.
Why do you have it so in for him, girl? You're not even with the man. That's what I want to know. Why do you have it in for him? Why are you defending a man who has been accused of this? That's what I want to know. Why does she have it in for him? She's not with him. What's her, what is it? Unless there's something else going on. Because I don't know anybody that would have defended a man who's already married and taken, right? I don't get this.
I'm asking you nothing. What he did to me was he brought down the royal family. He besmirched, I'm a monarchist, and he destroyed part of the royal family's great reputation.
I agree that interview
by his
was a bad
behavior.
interview. I agree
And the
with that.
interview was filled with ridiculous falsehoods.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Do you know what I think you should do? I think you should do another interview.
No, you
with,
can never do another
I think
one.
you
You're
should.
kidding.
Do another one with somebody like me. Well, because he's had time to think about the first one.
No.
And actually just talk honestly about
It's
it.
better just to not speak at this point. You know,
I don't agree with
because
that.
He would just be set up. But another question I have just surrounding the image.
God.
So Virginia, when she did her first interview about the image, she said she took the photo for her mother to give to her mother. Now, in court documents, the mother admitted that she never saw this photo until it was in the Daily Mail years later. So
Well,
why do you think that is?
Well, the father said tonight he saw it.
No, but he didn't say what he didn't.
He said he saw it long before it appeared in public.
he didn't. He was very vague.
No, no, you said before.
Guys, stop ganging up on me. I'm giving you the facts.
He wasn't vague.
I'm giving you.
I will say though, Lady Lizard Haze, she's got a lot of balls, okay? Because she's there, right? And she's saying all this stuff, and we ready to jump. Like, I'm not there, but I'm ready to jump her. I'm ready to get you. I'm ready to get you in your scaly face. That's what I have to say about that. But she's like, everybody's ganging up on me. I give her that at least she showed, okay?
You court documents.
No, we're talking about what we just saw.
You said he literally saw a 10 by 8 photograph.
In court document, he saw the composite image. Of course, the composite was printed. It was photographed 3 times, hence it's all blurry. This isn't even the lines. So Ghislaine never had a house this color. Obviously, it was a flash with a throwaway camera does not have a flash that strong. This is the color of her walls have always been a cream color. Not that. It's like, but
well, we
anyway,
don't know if it's been repainted.
So
Okay.
just to let you know, so that is in court documents, which obviously you guys have not read. The mother clearly states that she was never given the image by Virginia, like Virginia said.
Okay.
Now, he's not sweating there. And this photo was supposed to be after he was sweating all night. There's not this is...
All right, let me just quickly end by going to our guest in New York. Maureen, do you believe anything that you're hearing here from Victoria?
Piers, I'm so glad you came back to me because I just have to say I am astonished and appalled at how rude your guest is.
Yes. She said, I'm astonished and appalled. No, those are nicer words. I'd have been like, hey, what is this? Okay. What is this? Why didn't you mute her mic already? She said she was very rude. She was, but I love it. She said this.
I
have to fight to get
her
my truth
logic
out.
is so faulty. Her logic is so faulty. And
Yes.
where I'm Prince Andrew, I would be asking you to exit stage left and stop talking. But we now see what we have further of Prince Andrew's idiocy because he's not shutting this down. I believe it.
No, the question is, why are you still defending this man after they dated in the 90s? Like before the internet was the internet, guys. That's what I want. That I don't get it. What is it? Why are you still defending somebody like him? I don't get it. What's in it to you?
Okay,
Spencer,
Spencer, what do you think?
This is unbelievable. I mean, she's got to retire the tiara and just put on the tinfoil hat at this point. The reality is that even if she thinks this photo is fake, she should be the one that is trying to force our attorney general to release the security video cameras that are taken inside the Manhattan home, because those security camera videos are still in the custody of the FBI.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good question. By the way, we do need a tiara for our lizard here. I'm gonna make one with the little tiara and stuff like that. You said he's still hitting it. They're hitting it, quitting it, say they never did it. Like that's the thing. That's what Andrew said in the chat. He's like, for all you know, they're still probably hitting it. Okay, that's what it is.
They were taken into custody in Manhattan, at his home in Palm Beach, and at the island. Release those videos because then we'll truly see what
I believe that
Epstein
Pam Bondi and
were
Cash
doing.
Patel are working actually very hard on this behind the scenes right now.
No, they're not. It's been like what, 3-4 months? No, they're not. Wake the fuck up. When are they working? When is that happening?
And,
okay, well,
let's see the videos.
I agree. The videos will be fascinating. We've got to leave it there. Thank you for coming in, Victoria. Thank you to you, Tom. Thank you, Maureen. And thank you, Spencer. Certainly a fascinating story and tinged, obviously, with a lot of tragedy. But I appreciate you all coming on Uncensored tonight. Thank you.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That as much as Piers Morgan, and I have my thoughts on him, but that was pretty good. I must say that was pretty good. Okay. It was interesting to see Lady Lizard. Lady Lizard's got some balls. I mean, Alicia went up there and she, did talk to a bunch of people and they did say something to her. Christine, I don't know. I cannot believe it. She's so rude. She's so rude. And go figure why she's fighting in the air right now with her IG. She is still fighting. She's still posting a bunch of stupid crap on her IG. That's what she's doing. By the way, we have to move on though, because there's a lot of stuff happening right now. We got Diddy going on too, which I believe the hearing is still happening as we're speaking. Might be going on, so we'll switch over to that here in a little bit. But I wanted to bring up Luigi Mangione because there's a lot of stuff happening here. Side note, did you guys know that they're going to make a Luigi Mangione musical? Like, I like the theater, but I didn't know that they were going to do a Luigi. Like, this is a real thing. They're really going to do a Luigi Mangione musical, not a movie, a musical. Okay. How do y'all feel about that? Is that weird? They're making a musical out of a music. Yes. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. Okay. So, by the way, this was in the morning today. Luigi Mangione, prosecutor, recused from case. Now, the situation, what had happened was that it was said that they were being that the government was being accused of like hearing calls that they're not supposed to hear in this case. And so I guess this happened this morning as well. For those that are following, the top federal prosecutor in Manhattan has been recused from Luigi Mangione case. The government also writes to inform this court that United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, is recused from this matter. Attorney from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York sent in a letter to the judge on Wednesday. Newsweek has contacted the district for comment via email. Mangione's attorneys have also been contacted for a comment. So this is what we know so far. There was issues about people eavesdropping his calls and stuff like that, which is interesting because Luigi and Diddy are sharing the same facility. And wasn't there an issue with that too, with in terms of Diddy and the checks that they were doing? So there's that with Luigi. I mean, there's a lot of information coming through. They are saying, the prosecutors are saying that they did not eavesdrop whatsoever. So there's that. You said I love music, a Luigi Mangione musical. Oh no, I don't know. He hasn't been proven guilty, says Ancient Quotation. Well, and we were having a conversation. Listen. I don't know. You said I like to sing, and I'm sure it will be hilarious. A Luigi Mangione musical. He's using a real private line. So Luigi Mangione prosecutors say they didn't eavesdrop on calls with defense attorneys. Like I said, Agnifilo is representing both, okay? Diddy and Mangione. There was an issue with Diddy in that whole situation with the letter and the searches and stuff like that. And so now we're having an issue here that's kind of similar, but maybe a little bit different. And this is a call. So federal prosecutors said no one from the state or federal government eavesdropped on jailhouse phone conversations between accused United Healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione and his lawyer. Defense attorney Karen Agnifilo claimed at a court appearance last week that prosecutors at the Manhattan District Court office had been eavesdropping on a call after prosecutors provided them with a recording. Now, the judge asked for an explanation, which federal prosecutors provided in a court filing. To be sure, no one at the Manhattan DA's office or the government eavesdropped on the defendant on a live basis, prosecutors said in a filing Tuesday. Rather consistent with well-known practice in federal and state jails, many of the defendant's calls are recorded with notice of the recording provided to him and the person on the other side of the calls. But if they're talking to their attorneys, they shouldn't be recorded. I thought that was like I thought you could talk to your attorney without it being recorded, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. You said Diddler on the Roof? Oh my God. That's going to be the name of the musical? Oh, Lord have mercy. I'm wondering about this, but so somebody got recused, right, from this case, and this is heating up. But I'm going to tell you this. I still doubt that this is the same man. I don't know. Let me not get Lady Lizard face with conspiracy theories, but I honestly don't think that this is not. I don't know. I don't feel like it's our guy. I don't think it's the guy or the guy, I guess, that has been doing all this. I don't know. I think they got the wrong guy. I still feel that's the case. That is the case that we see right now. Now hold up. Let's go to Diddy real quick. Shout out to Inner City Press, who's been like reporting, and we are behind. And I know that BJ, that's Price Witness, is also reporting. She dropped a very interesting video, which I kind of wanted to see if we can give some commentary too about what is going on with Diddy. Now, hold up. I don't want to hit on her live video. I want to go to the one that she uploaded this morning about the third witness that might not be, what is it called? She might not be victim 3, excuse me, not witness. Here we
news. It looks like we are going to actually find out one of the victims, alleged victims, identity in the Diddy trial. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so what you're looking at here is Diddy docket document number 303-303, and it was filed yesterday in the Southern District of New York. Now, this is Diddy's criminal case. So we were told many times, different ways previously, that these victims, other than alleged victims, other than victim 1, I think is Cassie. We think it's Cassie.
I think we all think it's Cassie. I'm pretty sure that victim 1 is Cassie. Okay. Okay.
Victim 1 is the one, there's allegedly footage that aired on CNN. That's why we think it's Cassie, or that's why I think it's Cassie. So even as recently as Friday, this past Friday, today's Wednesday, as recently as this past Friday, it was discussed in court whether or not these alleged victims were going to have to use their real names at trial, or whether they could go by, like Jane Doe or whatever. The judge has ordered it. They have even tried to revive the issue. The judge just kind of like finally said no. And the reasons were like, it's going to be dangerous, it's going to be harmful, all this stuff that the government argued. Well, look at this filing right here, just yesterday. The government writes in response to the court's order seeking additional information regarding the use of a pseudonym for victim 3 at the upcoming trial. So April 22nd was last week too, but this was even a different time that it was brought up, April 22nd. This is not the same thing as the April 25th pretrial hearing that just happened. And there's going to be another one coming up soon too, by the way. Okay, so the government is writing, after they have argued back and forth over and over for a long time, trying to keep this victim 3's identity as a pseudonym. Here they are going, after conferring with that person's counsel, I don't know why I'm saying her, it could be a he, I really don't know the gender of victim 3, but it says, after conferring with victim 3's counsel, the government understands victim 3 does not wish to use a pseudonym.
So we're probably going to find out who she is as well. People have said maybe Don Richard. We don't know who victim 3 could be. We don't know. I guess we'll find out here pretty soon, guys. We're probably going to find out here pretty soon.
During her testimony. I mean, okay, so first of all, good. I'm glad about that, because I think the people have the right to know who is testifying. Second of all, I'm glad this person is saying, I don't need to use a Jane Doe, John Doe name. No, I don't. Lawyer, tell them I'm going to use my name. So good for them, claps for them. I'm proud of them for that. They, obviously they did not have to do that, because they had already gotten, whoever this person is, had already gotten protected, had already gotten, I shouldn't say protected, but like covered up, whatever the name, right? Like redacted. That's what I meant. Okay. So that isn't the only development that we have with this alleged victim 3. Now, to remind you, alleged victim 3 is the person who is a former romantic partner of Diddy, or how did they describe it? In long-term relationships. Okay. So I took that to mean romantic relationships, physical relationships, whatever. So victims 1 through 3 all were in long-term relationships with
1 through 3. Okay, so we know 1 is Cassie. Long-term relationships. Who else would have been at that time? There was a lady that he just had a baby with, and I forget, wasn't he? She was also with 50 Cent as well. I can't remember her name. But she's also, I would think, in a long-term relationship to a certain degree with him.
With Diddy. Victim 4 is a so-called long-term or long time, excuse me. It might be term or time. I'm not really exactly sure. But like a long, whatever, employee.
Yes.
So this person would have worked for Diddy for a long time.
Yes. Daphne Joy. He was with Daphne. I mean, it wasn't just, there was another one too. There's been a couple. Okay. Okay.
I think that could be either Christina Karam, maybe it could be Don Richard, maybe it could be somebody else. But
Don Richard was another one that came to my mind. But Christina Karam, the one who I'm surprised that she's also not named in this RICO. I'm be honest with you. I feel like she would be the one. She worked with this man for 10 years. She would have, and she's been mentioned in numerous civil lawsuits, numerous. she would have to know where a lot of the skeletons are at when it comes to Diddy. Or yes, or this one too. I mean, I guess we'll see.
If you will recall, if you've been keeping up with the Diddy docket videos, we did speak recently. I spoke recently on one of my videos that in reading one of these Diddy documents, or maybe it was the hearing notes or something, it was discussed something about a medical procedure. Something about a medical procedure. They were trying to, one side's trying to keep evidence of it in, one side's trying to keep evidence of it out. I don't exactly remember, but remember we were talking about that medical procedure, and I wondered whether it could be breast augmentation, because I do remember, something about that being brought up a few months ago. Well, some of y'all in the comments were saying, no, it's not breast augmentation. What it is an IUD. That's what some of y'all were saying.
Yes.
That's a medical procedure too. I didn't even think about that. I guess that could be anything. But
Ashley Parham lawsuit mentions that Christina Coram, I think it was 2 different lawsuits that I remember where they were alleging that the victims were being inserted with IUDs. And we're talking about how like difficult that is, because that is a medical procedure. Like, it's a medical procedure. So it's not no like walk in the park. You have to go to like a gynecologist for stuff like that. Yeah, so okay.
A few of y'all did say that you were adamant about that. Okay, so it was going to come up in trial, possibly. Something about this medical procedure. We got some new information. All right, so the document we just looked at, just for those keeping track, that was 303. Okay, we're going to go to a different docket number right now. It's actually the one right before this one, and I'm going to make an entirely separate video on that document. So I don't want to get into that document too much. I'm just telling y'all that is where it came from. We'll get into the substance of that document later, but I want to draw your attention to a particular footnote on document number 302, because not only does this footnote give us some information about victim 3, which is like the name they're calling, these are all alleged victims. Okay. But victim 3, not only do we get some new information about victim 3, but we also get more information about that medical procedure.
Yes.
Okay. And it did come as a bit of a surprise to me, because this is yet again the government, the feds seemingly kind of walking back something that they had really kind of fought hard for. So here's the footnote in question right here. It's on the first page. It's footnote 1. The court also invited the government. So the court, at the most recent pretrial hearing, the court, Judge Subramanian, had invited the feds, the prosecutors, to, quote, submit a letter regarding its opposition to Diddy's motion to keep evidence out of victim 3's medical procedures. Okay, so a little hard to follow. So we're talking about Diddy filed a motion to keep the evidence of these medical procedures out. What are the medical procedures? We don't know. But Diddy said, no, the government cannot use the evidence of those medical procedures. Absolutely not. Filed a motion with the court. A motion, it's called a motion in limine. So files a motion with the court and says, no, keep that out. Nobody needs to bring in evidence of anybody's medical procedures.
And people have speculated, well, maybe it was an abortion, maybe it was an IUD, maybe it was breast implants, or BBL or something like that.
Government, the feds, they were arguing that the evidence of the medical procedures actually would help them to prove an element of the crime, and the element would be proof of the racketeering conspiracy. Now, I don't really understand their argument or their logic on that, and it's possibly because I just don't get it. It's possible that it was because it was a bad argument. It doesn't make sense, but it's also possible the reason I don't really fully understand exactly what they were all arguing about this medical procedure is because half the document was blacked out with redactions. They on purpose filed some of this stuff under seal, and the stuff that the public got to see, it was heavily redacted.
Everything is under seal. Like literally, when I was looking at Pacers, everything is like, and then everything is redacted. You get a big old thing of black redaction. That's what you get.
After the government did all those paper filings, remember, like the feds, the government, especially if you're a United States taxpayer, these people work for us. The money that comes, into their check account each month to pay them and stuff. It's like public funds that are, it's like collected to pay them to run these things. So that's one of many reasons why they do owe us a certain level of duty to, be efficient. Like, why file all this stuff? It seems like a pretty expensive endeavor to argue for all this stuff, and then you just give up the argument. The court invited the government to submit a letter regarding opposing Diddy's motion, right? So they were invited by the court to oppose Diddy's motion, argue back against him, and say, no, you got to let the evidence of the medical procedures in. Look, the government no longer plans to elicit testimony at trial regarding victim 3's medical procedures. So they're giving that argument up. As a result, no question on the questionnaire regarding this topic is necessary. And Diddy's motion in limine to keep that evidence out is moot. Because remember, he was trying to keep the evidence out, and then we're going to argue about it, whatever. The government's like, no, we're giving it up. We're giving up. We gave it up. So that is all I had for this video. I wanted to tell you about victim 3, and also just come back from time to time and check out what's going on the channel, because after a certain few videos a day, they just, understandably stop giving notifications. They don't want to blow you up all day. So just, check in every now and then and see what I'm posting in the lead up to trial. That's all I really have for this one. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Oh, go to thatsurprisewitness.com and get your merch. Love you, Minnie K. Bye. Breaking news.
Shout out to BJ. Guys, make sure you guys go check out her channel. I think she's still live right now because she is kind of going note by note with this what Inner City Press is posting. I'm gonna head out. Y'all let me know if you're watching the replay what you guys think of everything. We reviewed a lot of stuff today. It was a pretty lengthy live. I will be live later on in the evening today. And just do a follow-up on some things. But thank you guys. Wim, thank you so much for gifting. Wim, Iron Rabbit, thank you. And Leslie, again, thank you for this super sticker. All right, check the community wall. That is where the link for the Discord is at for all the members. If you're a new member, that's where you would go, on the community wall on the channel. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.